When Ryan Reynolds arrived on the set of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, fans expected the usual dose of quick wit, charming banter, and light-hearted jabs that often define his talk show appearances. But this particular evening took an unexpected turn that no one saw coming. From the moment the interview began, Colbert's tone seemed a bit more probing than usual, straying from Reynolds' latest movie promotion and drifting into deeper waters. Ryan, known for his humor but also his sharp intellect, engaged immediately. What started as a friendly back and forth soon turned into a head-on verbal confrontation that stunned the audience and left producers scrambling. Colbert brought up a recent satirical comment Ryan had made on social media regarding celebrity activism. While many took it as a tongue-in-cheek joke, Colbert questioned whether it was undermining important causes. Ryan, visibly surprised, defended his humor as a tool for opening dialogue, not diminishing it. The back-and-forth turned sharper when Colbert pushed harder, citing specific tweets and headlines. Ryan countered with his own examples of hypocrisy in Hollywood, turning the table on the host. The tension was rising, and the audience was caught in an awkward in-between, laughing out of habit but sensing the conversation was veering off course. What made it more intense was the visible shift in Ryan's demeanor. The usually composed and playful act leaned forward, eyes locked with Colbert's, pushing back with thoughtful but firm responses. He challenged the show's tendency to mock certain political ideologies while turning a blind eye to others. Colbert, taken aback, tried to steer the discussion back to safe ground, but Ryan wouldn't let up. If you invite someone on and bait them for a laugh, expect something real in return, Ryan said sharply. The live audience gasped. This wasn't scripted, this wasn't expected, this was raw and real, and it was happening on national TV. As the interview progressed, Ryan brought up the responsibility entertainers carry when using platforms with millions of viewers. He claimed that satire without balance becomes propaganda and called out the late-night format for increasingly becoming echo chambers. Colbert responded by accusing Ryan of oversimplifying things for the sake of sounding rebellious. You say you want honesty, but sometimes it feels like you're just trying to stir the pot, Colbert said. Ryan quickly replied, stirring the pot is better than letting it boil over while everyone pretends it's soup. The audience didn't know whether to laugh or wince. The dynamic had shifted from host-guest to ideological showdown. Colbert attempted to close the segment with a scripted joke, clearly trying to end the tension on a lighter note, but Ryan didn't play along. You know, if we're just going to laugh at everything serious, why even talk? He said. That line drew both stunned silence and scattered applause. Colbert, now visibly irritated, said, "You're here to talk about a superhero movie, not deliver a TED Talk." Ryan responded, "Maybe that's the problem." And with that, he stood up, removed his lapel mic, and said, "I think we're done here." Gasps echoed across the studio as he calmly walked off stage. Colbert stared blankly at the audience, momentarily lost for words. Within minutes, the clip went viral. Audiences were divided. Some cheered Ryan for challenging the status quo and refusing to conform to the late-night formula. Others slammed him for being overly dramatic and disrespecting the host. Twitter exploded with hashtags like #RyanWalksOut, #ColbertShowdown, and #RealTalk Gone Wrong. Celebrity reactions began pouring in. Some supported Ryan, applauding him for using his platform to question the norm. Others felt he was out of line and had hijacked a show meant for entertainment. The cultural divide mirrored large debates already brewing in media about how serious topics should be handled in comedic spaces. Colbert addressed the incident the following night, dedicating a brief segment to what had happened. He didn't apologize, nor did he condemn Ryan. Instead, he said, "Sometimes conversations go places we don't expect. That's the risk of live television. That's also the beauty of it." Some took it as an attempt to smooth things over without fanning the flames further, but insiders revealed that producers were blindsided. The show wasn't prepared for a walk-off by one of Hollywood's most bankable stars. Meetings were held, emails were leaked, and speculation about whether the episode would be rebroadcast ran wild. Ryan, meanwhile, stayed silent for nearly 24 hours, set an eternity in the digital age. When he finally posted to Instagram, he shared a single black and white image with the words, Say what you mean what you say. Don't flinch. The caption read only, clarity greater than comfort. It was cryptic, but unmistakably aimed at the fallout from his Colbert interview. His fans rallied around him. Others accused him of being arrogant and dismissive. But either way, the mystery and drama only fueled more interest in his film and public persona. He had gone from comic relief to cultural provocateur almost overnight. Industry analysts weighed in. Some said the moment marked a shift in how celebrities handle press tours. Others warned that confrontations like this could lead to more scripted, less authentic interviews in the future. The risk of viral embarrassment might push publicists to tighten the reins, but a few saw it differently. They argued that Reynolds had opened the door for more genuine dialogue in spaces traditionally used for laughs and surface-level chatter. This isn't about ego, one columnist wrote. It's about what happens when real people try to have real conversations in unreal settings. The debate was far from over. Late-night hosts from other networks weighed in, some jokingly, others seriously. Jimmy Fallon quipped, "Note to self, no questions, just dance." Trevor Noah commented more seriously, suggesting that the exchange highlighted the fragile balance between humor and truth in today's media. Audiences, meanwhile, began tuning in not just for laughs, but for the possibility of something unscripted. Ratings spiked temporarily as people rewatched the clip, dissected each moment, and shared their interpretations. Even days later, the moment had staying power. Everyone wanted to know what would Ryan say next. Would Colbert invite him back? Behind the scenes, sources close to both Ryan and the show confirmed that there were no plans for an apology or reconciliation. The walk-off wasn't staged, and the tension was very real. One insider said, "Ryan came in ready to speak his mind. He just didn't expect to be challenged like that." Meanwhile, Colbert's camp maintained that the host was doing his job and that the conversation simply escalated beyond control. The contrast between perspectives only deepened the public's interest. It wasn't just celebrity gossip, it became a flashpoint in a larger conversation about freedom of expression and the role of humor in media. Ryan's film, which initially had modest projections, benefited enormously from the publicity. Advance ticket sales surged, especially among demographics that appreciated his stance on media accountability. Critics who previously viewed him as just a funny guy now saw depth and seriousness in his choices. Interviews that followed were noticeably different, more respectful, more thoughtful, and more focused. Ryan even hinted at exploring more socially conscious projects in the future, saying in one interview, "You can't unsee the moment when you stop pretending." It was clear, the Colbert incident had changed something in him, or at least, in the way people saw him. As for Stephen Colbert, he returned to business as usual, but the moment lingered. That episode became one of the most talked about in the show's history. Replays continued to dominate YouTube and social media. It served as both a warning and a landmark, of proof that even in the world of scripted jokes and celebrity smiles, the truth sometimes breaks through. Whether you loved or hated what Ryan did, no one could deny that it sparked conversation. And in today's fast-moving entertainment cycle, that's saying something. The late-night landscape may never be the same again. Ultimately, Ryan Reynolds walking off Stephen Colbert's show wasn't just a dramatic exit, it was a statement. One that questioned the very format of celebrity interviews and forced both audiences and entertainers to rethink what honesty looks like in a curated world. Whether it was a meltdown or a masterclass in personal conviction, the moment was unforgettable. It blurred the line between performance and reality, leaving viewers with a question: when the cameras roll, who's really in control? One thing's certain, the next time Ryan Reynolds steps onto a talk show stage, everyone will be watching a little closer.